Leveraging social media for maximum impact. Focus on platform-specific content strategies, Instagram Reels, TikTok trends, utilizing social media tools to understand your audience. Very, very important. Implement a consistent posting schedule. Very content types are very important for your strategy. Engage and be authentic, guys, with your audience when you engage. Really important when we talk about that, right? The engagement part is so important when we're focusing on creating this great content, right? Be authentic, engage with your audience through comments and direct messages. Use paid social advertising to expand your reach and target specific demographics. We always talk about targeting network marketers, right? Or targeting financial niche, personal development niche. So many different niches to talk about here, but really focus on these social strategies with your advertising, and it'll help you get more reach and more specific.
So when it comes to building your audience, you want to build a personal brand that's literally going to attract the top talented people that you want in your business. So focus on, creating that cohesive visual identity across all platforms. For example, you want to use like the same profile photo across all professional platforms so that people can easily recognize you. This is something that I did in the very beginning with Rich and myself. We took lots of photos. We used our cell phone. We went out back in the yard and, we went to different places like the park or like a local hotel, and we used the lobby and we took lots of pictures, and then we just basically saved all those photographs, and we cut the background out and had that done. And you can easily do that kind of stuff now these days in Canva. But back in the day, we had to outsource that kind of stuff to get done because obviously I didn't have the Photoshop experience at the time. And so we would actually do that. And then we would have all of our profile timeline covers redone and made, and we would have the same headshots on all platforms. So your YouTube account, your TikTok account, your Instagram account, if you need a cover, Pinterest. When you're creating your posts and you're building your personal brand, use templates. They're very, very simple to create. And when you create templates for your social media posts, that will maintain visual consistency throughout your marketing. A lot of people, what happens is when they get started with online marketing and they're network marketers, they're afraid to share their online challenges and their successes because they think that they have to have a lot of money right now and they have to look good. No, it has nothing to do with that.
Be further from the truth.
Yeah, you don't have to do that. You want to share your stories, your obstacles, the challenges that you overcame. And that's going to build trust, Rich. That's going to build trust and relatability with your audience.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So let's say, for example, the next strategy that you definitely want to master is the art of storytelling, right? Because what we're doing nowadays, if you look online and you scroll through your mobile device, what are you seeing? People telling stories.
The importance of storytelling is really bringing a personal connection to the individual who's actually watching you with your content.
Right.
When we talk about our story, back in the day, we were homeless, living in Motel 6, not really having any apartment to go to.
Right.
It was a really tough time for us when my laptop, my MacBook Pro got stolen.
Exactly.
It was a dark time for us. When we talk about that kind of story, people connect to that. People connect to that because it's real. It's down to earth. It's not like, oh, Ace and Rich, right? The richest story. We could tell you all the great things that we have accomplished, but we have to let you know the beginning and where it started. I mean, there's, you can't just talk about the good stuff all the time. You got to talk about the journey, right? The journey. Where did it start and where did it go? So guys, just, it's about crafting that compelling story. And the more real that it is, the more down to earth. Don't make anything up.
No.
Be authentic. Like I said earlier, it's so important.
Right.
We use a hero's journey. We learned that framework from Russell Brunson.
His book.
Yeah, really. Using emotional triggers to connect with your audience, hope, inspiration, and belonging. It's just connection.
Right. The other thing you want to do is you want to make sure that the customers that you are actually having great results with, let's say they're getting great results with the products, you want to be able to take some time and say, hey, since you're having such great results with these products that you bought through me and my actual referral. Why don't you provide me a little short testimonial? Did you know that testimonials and case studies are really powerful? Because what does that do? That also establishes trust,
Oh
right?
yeah,
It also
absolutely.
tells a story.
Yeah.
So when you incorporate your customer success stories and their testimonials, use a mix of written testimonials, video testimonials, or even audio. And you can do audio now, right?
Social testimonials are important
Yeah.
because it really shows other people's results.
Yes,
Right. I mean, I remember in
Mhm.
the beginning when we didn't have no results, we were sharing other people's stories.
we were.
You
Yeah,
know,
until we created our own.
I love creating websites. I love creating capture pages. I love creating bridge pages. I love creating even sales pages. Right now, we're working on a brand new funnel. I can't tell anybody too much about it, but I will say it's going to be badass, and I can't wait till it's done. It's going to be brand new. It should be done, I would say, by the end of this month. Could be a little earlier, but the deadline is August 31st, 2024.
Of course.
Whenever we create projects, we put deadlines
You have
on
to
them.
put a deadline.
All right.
Yeah.
So when I'm creating irresistible online funnel, I put a deadline to it to make sure that it is accomplished. Little tip for you guys, entrepreneur heads there. So also offering valuable lead magnets are important to capture those email addresses. And the reason why is because I had an aha moment years ago. And I said, instead of taking, why not give? Now, what do I mean by that? A lot of people just create a page and says, hey, give me your email. Give me your email. And that's it. But for what? To opt in and you can make money online and all this kind of stuff. Nah, my mindset has shifted from that. We shifted from that,
Yeah.
from more
definitely.
of a giving back to the community. Like right now, we have a report that is a mini book that we give away. We don't sell it. We could sell it, but we don't sell it. We give it away because if we're giving it away, it gives them a reason to really want to give us their email. You see, instead of just saying something in writing
Right.
with giving no substance, it's kind of like an empty promise.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to give an empty promise. I want to give such an irresistible promise to someone. When they see it, they go, I need to see that. What is that? And it's so great because once they opt into this beautiful irresistible funnel, is that they download the report, they get to see us in the report, they learn about Ace and Richard's journey,
Mm-hmm.
and give them a clear, defined, step-by-step process on what to do to help them succeed. And that's really important to understand when I say create an irresistible lead magnet, an offer, a journey for them. Very, very important. Now, this helps with email marketing because it'll build more trust with that lead because of what you've given away, because you gave something of value. The law of reciprocity, where someone you give something and they feel the need to want to give back by giving their email in your inbox, right? When you get to follow up and communicate and build an incredible relationship. It's so important. Guys, I'm giving you some mad golden nuggets here. How we build our business and how we still build our business still to this day. Very, very important. Now, let's talk about ads. There's so many different ads you can run. I know.
Lots.
I know. It could be overwhelming.
Yeah.
We got X, we got Facebook, we got YouTube, we got YouTube AdWords, we got YouTube AdWords, Content Network, Search Network. There's different types of YouTube ads. And we got Facebook, like ads campaign, post engagement. The list goes on and on. Lead ad campaign. We have PPV advertising, pay-per-view marketing. There's so many different types of ads and ad platforms to do. Your head's about to explode when you think about it, right? So here's what I'm going to tell you. I learned this from a great entrepreneur. He said, don't worry about the ads right away. Focus on creating your platform organically first. So when you run the ad, they get to see what's going on in your world.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine running an ad and nothing's going on?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna run an ad, they're gonna see your stuff, you're gonna be like, well, there's nothing there.
Right.
Right. But if you go to our wall, on our profile on Facebook, you guess what? I say wall, I'm old school, right? Because that's what I remember.
Timeline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see that? All that stuff that's going on, people know exactly what's going on with Ace and Rich, what we're about. We mean business. We're serious, right? They know leadership. That's what they're looking for. So when we run these ads, there's different strategies on how to run them. So when you start creating your platform organically, start getting it going, you're giving that value, you run that ad. Here's the beautiful strategy I'm going to share with you. You're able to create a retargeted ad to the people who already are on your platform. And by doing that, you have a better chance of creating more conversions because the trust is already there, because they're already subscribers. If it's YouTube, they're already a follower. If it's on Facebook, you get what I'm saying? Follow this. It's going to help you immensely when it comes to your ad strategy. Okay? Now, let's talk about the funnels again. Let's get back to that for a second. Running funnels are important, right? But when you create a funnel, you also want to do some testing. And how do we test? We want to optimize these funnels. Because when we get it out there and we do, let's say, a simple solo ad, and we go, well, I got some results, but I wanted the results that I was expecting. That's okay. Let's go back to the drawing board.
Right.
Let's optimize. Let's change the copywriting a little bit, right? The word, the title on the capture page. Or let's change the color of a button. And let's optimize and see how we can get those numbers up so we can get a better results from that strategy, okay? So let's talk about automating your business. Now, I talked about funnels because funnels also lead to automating your business. Because once you run these funnels, it's automation, baby. Because it goes to your inbox and you follow up, and you can have an automatic follow-up series and do some segments, and that's all on automation. And I love automation, but we do both. We broadcast and we do automation, right? But the automation portion, you can't skip. You can't skip because it's a great way to really qualify your leads that are going through your follow-up process.
Yeah,
okay?
definitely.
So implement a customer relationship management strategy, okay? Using the right software. Something like Aweber, GetResponse. Me, Ace, we love Aweber. Why? Because we've gotten the best open rates, the best response than any other autoresponder I've ever used.
When you do it right.
When you do it right. But think about that. Like, we've been using it for years. I've been using Aweber since 2008.
Yeah, so we have a lot of experience with it.
It's a great platform
Yes.
to use. And again, no other software CRM out there has touched Aweber as far as the results, especially for us.
Exactly.
Okay, and we can say that.
Yes.
We get open rates up to like 60%. It's ridiculous. Okay?
That's right.
But of course, like you said, you gotta know what you're doing.
You gotta know what you're doing. You gotta do it right.
That's why you need Ace and Rich. Now, chat box. Let's talk about chat box.
I have a love-hate relationship with, chat.
I have a hate relationship.
I have a love-hate. I'll tell you why. There are things with using messenger bots that you can use to leverage your time. I get that. And as a network marketer, you do need to learn to leverage your time. You have to understand something, Rich. There are people that don't have the gift of gab. They don't understand how to communicate quite yet. So they need something, some kind of a tool that does it automated for them. So they use messenger bots. However, there's a right way of using a messenger bot to have a conversation with someone that literally does it on automatic for you.
Right.
But there's also a downside to it by relying on it 100% to do all the talking and selling for you, because you're lacking in the human connection. I had this conversation with another leader before, and they were trying to sell me the licensing rights to owning this type of software. And this is a well-known top leader marketer.
Right.
But the thing is, after evaluating the software, I saw how all the different features were meant to take away the human connection, and I decided to pull back. And I said, I'm not going to use it.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because that's exactly what I was getting at.
Yes.
I feel that all these things that come along, this whole internet marketing journey are gimmicks.
Okay. Yeah.
And the reason why I say that is because I've seen a lot over the years. And every time something comes out, everybody jumps to it.
Yeah.
And then they use it.
Yes.
And then it just does not become effective anymore.
Well, no, because platforms change.
Well, it's because
they make updates and stuff that
using
affect
the same
them.
thing.
Yeah.
And like you said, it removes the human connection. And the great thing about the human connection, everyone is unique with their communication.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what really separates a lot of people in this industry, because they expect things to really be the business. when in reality, you are the business.
Well, here's the thing, and I'm just going to keep it real. You get lazy.
You do, because you expect those things to be
Yeah.
the ones that make the sales.
And that's why I said there's a right way, and we can talk about this on a whole nother show.
We could talk about this for like another hour.
Another hour and another show. But just to touch on what you brought up, if you're relying on messenger bots to do all the work for you, you're not going to learn anything. You're not going to learn how to handle objections. You're not going to learn how to communicate. And like I said, one of the ways that I use it is I like to use it for specific holidays and just very standard stuff that you could do. Happy birthday, happy anniversary, and things like that. And lo and behold, your connections don't realize if you write it a certain way that it looks human, they can't tell the difference if it's a messenger bot or if it's you writing. But if you copy and paste the same message all the time and they're not getting a rotation, then what happens? It becomes standard, and then they're gonna like, you're copy and pasting this stuff.
Yeah,
You're using some kind of a bot.
That's what I mean. When this stuff comes out, I just call them gimmicks because it's just to get the attention of the individual, and then they get stuck in this and they forget about the marketing itself.
But here's where the human connection comes in, and this is my secret, and I'll share it with you guys because you guys love the show. I'm sharing with you. The thing is, what I do is I like to have my mobile device next to me. Remember, I'm running a business online. I'm not running a hobby. And so what happens if somebody immediately responds to a greeting that I've given them and I use the messenger bot? Oh, you bet your butt I'm going to reply back in real time. Because if I use the bot 100% to reply back, it's not going to be me. It's not going to be personalized.
No, it's not.
Because you never know what they're going to say.
Yeah.
So you don't want to use a copy and paste type of a message. You want to be able to have, okay, so this is what they said. Let me respond back. Use your mobile device. It really does help. And having the Facebook app in real time to get back to a person, they'll feel a lot better and confident and trustworthy of you when they're connected with you, especially with new Facebook friend requests.
Now, I know you do a lot of social media. Okay, you dive really deep in that stuff. Now, utilizing social media, how do you feel about scheduling tools for consistent posting?
So pros and cons when it comes to that. I like scheduling tools. I really do. But scheduling tools for Facebook's platform is really not the greatest. Okay. That's the reason why they have third-party applications out there for you to pay subscription for to do it all for you. But if you're going to rely on Metaverse and you're going to rely on Meta to do it, there are different areas in Meta that you could use that you'll be able to schedule out your posts. But the thing is, how are you really going to understand the algorithm? Now you're going to be posting just for the algorithm. You're not really posting just for posts, right? To create that trust, that relationship, that audience building. So I never really use them. I don't use Meet Edgar or, use any type of like, I don't use Tassie, even though I know the creator and I love her, but I don't use it. I actually post in real time because I make an appointment as part of my daily method of operation to post every single day.
Yes.
That's part of their DMO.
Yep.
If you just rely on those different tools to just schedule for you, I like, again, it's different for everybody. If they want to do that, if their schedule allots for it, they just can't simply pre-plan and have their posts already in advance, then definitely you want to have some kind of a content calendar and then rely on the content calendar to map out your 30-day sequence. Right. But make sure you've done the work, that you've actually done the content to schedule out in advance.
I noticed something here that what we talked about today and what it all has in common. And what it all has in common is, guys, is that everything that we do, we're always building an audience and we're creating engagement.
Yes.
And then we're selling.
Yes.
The 3 pillars, the most important principles that you could actually focus on in your network marketing business. That way you don't have to worry about feeling like you're spinning your wheels. Whenever these gimmicks come out, like I said, I call them gimmicks. They might work for a little while. But what happens is when you start using them, they get less and less and less more effective. And then you forget the most important principles.
Right.
Building your business, engaging with people, and then selling.
Now I want to go back on the scheduling. I will tell you, I use scheduling tools like if I'm on vacation or if I have to travel somewhere.
Well, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Yeah.
That makes sense. However, Facebook groups allow you to schedule the posts for 2 weeks out. 2 weeks.
That's good.
When you do it on a Facebook business page and you have a fan page, aka the business page, you can use Meta to do the scheduling of your posts. Right. You cannot use it for your profile. Facebook does not allow it.
Okay. Let's talk about that. Let's get into the discussion of business pages and profiles. Because I think there's a lot of confusion when it comes to these 2 types of pages.
Oh, yes, there is.
So when we get into that, now, I'm going to talk about the business pages, and I'll have you talk about the profile. Now, I know the business pages was designed for the ad platforms itself. All right. And you got to be real careful what you post on these business pages. I remember in our past, one of our pages got flagged and they blocked our ad account, literally. Okay. Then we couldn't run ad platforms on this business page at all ever again. So we had to create a new account, and the list goes on and on.
Curses.
Another crazy road to go down. But understand, when you're first getting started, there's nothing there.
Nothing.
Again, what I was saying earlier about running ads to something empty. What are you sharing? Do you understand marketing? Do you understand what kind of content to share with people? Do you understand the content that you're creating? Is it targeting the right market? Is your messaging matching who you're attracting? So even if you're like running an ad to this business page, what is on that business page? Is it matching? Like if let's say I'm running an ad on Facebook, okay, to a business page, and I have posts on those business pages, and all of a sudden my ads are targeting Jim Rome, Les Brown, Anthony Robbins, and my posts have nothing to do with what they talk about at all. There's going to be a disconnect. You're going to be wasting so much money. This is why the important thing is to focus on starting with your profile first, your business profile. Because once you start doing this for free for a while and you understand what type of posts to put out there, what type of audience to create to match those posts, right? Then when you start getting seasoned a little bit and you start getting comments and you start interacting together and you're talking to your audience and starting to flow, now you're starting to get it. And then when you start to get it, then you can move over to the business page. Now, I know you talked about this plenty of times, and it really is, it's kind of like a thorn in your ass.
It is.
And you talked about this.
Yeah.
Why are people running business pages without not learning marketing with their profile first?
Because they're being told to do that, especially if they're brand new. We've seen a lot of affiliate network marketing companies do this. And I say affiliate network marketing because they are selling a network marketing product through an affiliate business model. And so now what they're doing is they're telling these newbies, okay, no offense, no pun intended, you just new marketers in training, don't be offended. You're just basically learning. It's a shame. It's very, very shame that they're telling you to create Facebook business pages when you, number one, don't have an ad budget. Number two, you have no audience.
But even if you did have an ad budget, it's like you don't
but
understand marketing yet.
But here's the thing, that's what I'm getting to, Rich, is the fact that they don't even have any content at all. There's no system in place for them to create compelling content that's going to get high engagement because there's not enough people to look at it.
And plus, they don't understand branding.
They don't understand branding. They don't have
branding.
Yeah, all I've been seeing lately, and this is the thorn in my butt, like you're telling me, the thing that I noticed is they're posting about the product and nothing else, just about the product that they sell in the network marketing opportunity. And they're not really focused on telling their story, building up a brand awareness around them using the product themselves, which is actually usage, getting some ideas as far as tips, some hints, some strategies, like sharing these stuff.
Can I get some fire, guys?
Hello, fire emoji, right?
Emojis?
And all I'm seeing is a cross angle between posting about the product, right? And then they'll go, here's a success quote of the day. product. Success quote of the day. It's like, what in the heck? Vacant, not vacant, right? You're coming to a motel. Vacant, not vacant. Okay? But that's what it is. And what happens is when you start sharing your business page with somebody, let's say through a warm market, say, hey, I have a business page, go like it. And when they look at the last 5 posts that you posted, they're like, what is this shit? They don't get it. There's no messaging that's consistent. And this is why when I coach somebody, I don't care what any leader says, okay? Because I do something that is called disruptive marketing. So if a leader goes out and tells you, oh, go out there and go create a business page right now, and you just signed up in the program, you're not going to hear that from me because I'm not going to put you in that type of a mess. Yeah. You have to learn marketing. You have to build your own brand. Yes, but you also have to start building that following. And if you don't have anybody looking at your stuff, you're not at that that foundation yet. You have to build the
I'm
foundation.
glad you said foundation. You're reading my mind. I'm glad you said foundation because I was about to say that.
Mhm.
When you first start out, you want to build a strong, solid foundation.
Brick by brick.
And what happens is
Yes.
when people start off that way,
Yes.
it's like the foundation is made of sand. So as you can't build
Oh,
on top
gosh,
of
yeah.
sand.
Yeah.
You have to build, like you said, brick by brick.
Brick by brick.
Yeah.
You have to build
So
brick
it's
by brick.
solid.
Yes, yes. And one of the 4 key principles that I actually, and this could work for your profile too, what I'm about to share, is actually LIVE, which is an acronym that I've learned. And it's actually lifestyle posts, inspirational posts, viral posts, and edutainment. I've talked about this before
I love that.
on the mini pass, and
Edutainment.
this is the formula that I stick to, because you'll see my posts and you're like, I love your posts. I get comments all the freaking time. And why? Because people say, your posts make me laugh. Your posts make me cry. Your posts piss me off. Your posts are so engaging. I love it. And they love that mixture of emotional journey.
Well, because you're just being real. You're
That's
being
right.
Down to earth.
I'm not going to be happy-go-lucky all the time, and you're going to see, like, teddy bears and rabbits and, happy cats and babies. No, I'm going to literally push you to the brim of the edge, and I'm going to make you either think for yourself, or I'm going to motivate you to take some kind of an action and get uncomfortable. Right?
Yeah, I love
So
it.
I'm going to do something so that's what I'm encouraging you to do. If you guys were my students, I would tell you the same thing. Don't just post for posting, post stuff on purpose. Just like you got to go out there and look for people and you're prospecting on purpose, then have a purpose. Go out there and really go look for people you want to help and serve, not just, oh, I just got to sell this 60 bottles by the end of the week so I can hit quota. You know what I mean?